Hi everyone, welcome back to Lavendaire. Today I want to try a new Q&A format called Tea with Aileen. So I don't know if that's a good name, I just thought of it, but I have my tea. This is, I don't know how to pronounce it, I think Rooibos tea with ginger. So I asked you guys to send some questions in audio format so that it could feel like we're talking together. And my whole idea behind this is these are questions that you would ask me if we were to sit down and have tea together. So originally I called this like a coffee date, but technically, like, here's a fact about me. I don't really drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I kind of like coffee. I like coffee ice cream, but I'm very sensitive to caffeine. So I never drink coffee because it makes me feel weird, too like crazy. Even if I drink too much tea, I'll get wired. So this tea that I'm drinking right now is non-caffeinated. But anyway, let's begin, shall we?
Hey Aileen, so my question for you is, when did you know for sure that you wanted to start a YouTube channel? Was it influenced more by a specific event, or did you just wake up one morning and decide that you want to become a YouTuber?
Hi Cynthia, thanks for sending in your question. So I've shared this before, but maybe a lot of you know that I started a music YouTube channel like way back in 2007. I was a senior in high school and I love to sing and play piano, but it was like on the down low. Like I really didn't tell any of my friends about it. It was pretty much a secret. I discovered Marie Digby on YouTube, and she had like a hit cover of Rihanna's song Umbrella, and I heard it on the radio. It just blew my mind that people could just record themselves and upload a video of them singing onto YouTube and it would become something. That's what inspired me to start my first YouTube channel. Like I just got a new MacBook. It was the first time I had a webcam. So I just put it on top of my piano. I opened it, I pressed record, and I played and sang a Marie Digby song actually, because I was very, very inspired by her. What inspired me to start this Lavendaire channel was I was pursuing music and acting and working part-time and doing all these random things, but I was also reading a lot of self-help books and blogs, learning about myself, journaling, soul-searching basically, and I realized that I have a lot of knowledge that I don't find young people sharing. I feel like now more and more people are sharing personal growth, self-help, minimalism, all this stuff on YouTube. But back then, 2014, it was really, really hard to find like solid channels talking about this. So I had the knowledge of YouTube. I actually kind of like gave up on YouTube for a little bit. I saw that my YouTube for music wasn't going anywhere. I was pretty discouraged and I was steering myself another route. I wanted to create an app and be an entrepreneur in the digital space. But I would watch YouTubers constantly and I would find myself envious of their lives or wanting what they have. And one day I just sat down, I'm like, why am I so envious of these people? What do I want of their life into my own? And I thought that I gave up on the dream of YouTube, but at the end of that journaling session, I realized that no, I still haven't given up on YouTube. Even though my music YouTube didn't really work out, like I still want to be something like that, like some sort of personality that can create and share myself with the world. So a lot of little things added up to inspire me to create Lavendaire.
Hi Aileen, this is Kai from Switzerland with my question for you. If you could be any animal in the world, what animal would you be and why? And by the way, I'd be an elephant. Bye.
Hi Kai, thanks for sending in your question. If I could be any animal, I am like tied between two, and I'll explain. I think my natural instinct wants to be some sort of bird because obviously I think it'd be so cool if you could fly around the world and see the world from another perspective. And I think birds are very free, and a lot of what I love and what I want in my life is to be more free. So I think some sort of bird. I wish I could be more specific on the type of bird. It wouldn't be like an eagle or anything big. It'd be like a cute bird. And then on the other hand, this is influenced because my friend Clarissa was talking about dolphins on social media. I think it'd be really cool to be a dolphin because dolphins are super smart and they have their own language. They can communicate underwater. And I think it'd just be cool to see the underwater world through the eyes of an intelligent dolphin.
Hi, Aileen. I hope you're having a good day. My name is Sarah, and I really want to ask if you ever have experimented this weird feeling of emptiness. Like, you are working really hard to make things happen, but they're not working at all. And no matter what you do, you always feel a big hole inside your chest. I really will appreciate any tips you can give me or give us. Thank you very much for listening and for being the way you are. You are such a big inspiration. I send you lots of hugs from Galicia. Bye.
Hi, Sarah from Galicia. Oh my goodness, you're so sweet. I feel like we could be friends in real life. So the feeling of emptiness, yes, definitely. I think I felt a lot of this during college and doing internships. Just at that point where you start becoming aware of like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Like, what's the point of all this? What's the purpose? Because I think growing up, we're conditioned to just like look at, what society tells us what's important. Like school, I think throughout elementary school and high school, I was focused on doing well in school because it helped you get into college. And then once I was in college, it was, there was like a turning point, like where I started to ask, like, what's the point of all this? If I'm gonna work hard and get a job that I don't like and not find like happiness or fulfillment in my life, what's the whole point? So I think those were the questions that defined that whole period of like emptiness, loss, and struggle. And I think the feeling of emptiness comes from not feeling like you matter, not feeling like what you're doing is important, feeling like your life isn't worth that much. Like you could disappear one day and there wouldn't be a big difference. And I definitely did go through a period of feeling like that. I would say pretty depressed, where I felt like I could die any moment and no one would care and it wouldn't matter. But I think this is why it's so important to find some sort of purpose in your life, some sort of reason for living, something that will drive you forward and motivate you. And it has to be intrinsic. It can't be an external motivator. It can't be like money or looks or material things. It really has to come from within. My tips for getting out of that empty sort of feeling is to start switching your perspective, because I think so much of that perspective comes from seeing the lack in your life, seeing the negative, seeing what you don't have and being like, oh, I don't have happiness. I don't have this. I don't have friends. I don't, and I think you have to flip it and start to see the things that you do have in your life. Start bringing gratitude into every area of your life. Really, gratitude is like so much of happiness. Gratitude is just so important. I would say start making gratitude a habit. Every morning and every evening, write down 5 things that you're grateful for and make it a challenge to write 5 different things each time. So once you start to change your perspective, you start to see your life in the eyes of like gratitude, in the eyes of abundance, seeing I do have so much. I have this and I have this and I'm grateful for this and this. And you'll find that there's more and more to be grateful for. And there's so much that you have that you overlooked before when you were feeling empty. So first thing is gratitude. And number 2 is to definitely seek whatever it is in life that gives you a sense of joy, that gives you a sense of purpose. Find something that makes you come alive. It's different for everyone, and that's the cool thing. You get to explore and you get to discover, and it's fun because you get to know yourself in the process. Ask yourself, in the past, what were the moments where I came alive? Because when you come alive, that's when you're living like 100% fully. And you definitely don't feel empty when you feel alive, like you're living. And it could be simple. Like for me, coming alive is when I ride roller coasters, or coming alive is where I'm like in flow of creating something, editing a video, or it could be like painting. Oh, I come alive when I'm singing and I'm performing and dancing on stage. It's time to go out there and explore experience new things, and then you can find out like, hey, this is fun. I actually really enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing that. Maybe you haven't found it yet. Maybe you haven't tried sailing, and that's something that makes you come alive. So if you haven't found it yet, that's okay. Just know that it's out there and continue seeking, keep exploring. Don't settle until you find it. All right, I wanted to do more, but I think the sun is setting, so I should probably wrap up now before it gets dark. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to submit a question of your own, I'll have a link to a Google folder down below where you can just upload your audio file. And when you're recording, make sure that you're recording in a quiet place, no background noise, and don't like hold your phone. Set it down somewhere so that there's not too much noise. Let me know what you think of this Q&A format, if you like it or not. And in the future, I'm considering making it like a podcast series where you can submit audio questions and then I'll answer them in a podcast. But yeah, let me know what you think about the video and the tea with me. All right, have a beautiful day. Love you all. Bye.